Which of these shapes has two curves? Which of these cocktails do? Which of these is a 1960s? Which of the members of Girls Aloud had the Which of these countries do? Which of these is not the correct word for? What does the S in UNESCO say? Which of these bodies of water is in Europe? Which brand's model? Which of these films did not the glands in the human endocrine system? At which of these are you most likely to? Which singer's surname is? Which of these gods is Greek and? Which of these was a real Viking leader? Which of these substances has the greatest density? What is the collect? Which of these is an example? Which of these is a cousin? Which of these Spanish cities is? Who is Doria Rat? Which of these can describe an object which is nummular? Which of these words is a? What sort of TV show? Which of these is a song from the Threepenny Opera? The common squid has two tentacles and which craftsperson uses? Which state is home? Which of these films is not about vampires? Which of these former child actors? What would you be starting if you were using Tinder? In maths, a 180-degree protractor is usually what? Vivaldi, Mozart and Chopin are varieties of what vegetable? Vivaldi, Mozart and Chopin are. What is a dulcimer? You're gonna need a bigger boat is a line from what film? A swingometer is used during what political events? What is measured by a nudometer? The philosophical study of beauty and taste is called what? Mozzarella is a cheese from what country? Which enemy of Batman is nicknamed Sardine Breath? What city in Morocco is called the Red or the Rose City? Which throwing event is not part of an Olympic decathlon? Which throwing event is not? Which actor is a former mayor of Carmel, California? China stone is ground and mixed with kaolin to make what? Ratafia biscuits most resemble what other confectionery? Ratafia biscuits most resemble. What does a crystal gazer do? An oasis is normally found in which areas of land? Frank Sinatra was buried with a bottle of what? What bird is alternatively called the shell parakeet? Wafu as in wafu salad dressing means what? If you're not busy you're said to be at a loose what? In the Bible the book of Genesis starts with which phrase? Which Australian actress starred in the film about a boy? At room temperature chlorine is found in what state? What do you wear on your face at a traditional masquerade? Historically a quacksalver was a fake what? Roseau is the capital of which Caribbean country? Which film sequel had the sub